Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it's time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. The layoffs begin this week, according to Disney CEO Bob Iger. They're talking 7,000 jobs, with a bulk of them occurring in April.
Right, but then again, it's very confusing because they said before 3,000 of those jobs were just jobs they weren't going to fill positions for,
Yeah.
and 4,000 are actual layoffs. Now it just depends who you ask. I think it's still that way, but I don't know.
I am getting the impression that they're leaving it open to interpretation, because it sounded very odd that they had, 3,000 open positions they're just going to cancel. I'm like,
It
nah.
was odd, but then I'm like, this is only 3% of the workforce, so maybe that would make sense. I don't know. We have a memo from Iger.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the memo from Iger. And I do not believe this is going to be the end of the layoffs this year. I think that like every quarter, if things don't improve, they're going to lay more and more people off. Mm-hmm. And everybody's doing it, guys. It's bad. And in Disney's case, they steered straight on into the freaking iceberg. All the warning signs were there for years.
What was funny to me was Chapek said the same thing. He said he was going to do it in a little different way, but he said they were going to have to lay off people too. And everybody had a hissy. Hurry up, bring back Iger. Iger comes in, and at his town hall meeting in November, he's like, yeah, we're going to have to lay people off, but I don't think people expected it to be this many people.
Yeah, the numbers say F your feelings, basically, I think. Mm-hmm. I mean, he came in and he's like, oh my God. I think he came in and saw how bad it was. He's like, oh my God.
But you say that, but then he addresses it as my fellow employees, like, I'm one of you guys.
Yeah, right.
And now these cuts, I guess, are supposed to start sometime in the next 4 days, which makes sense. Today's Monday.
Yep.
Today be meeting day. So after meeting day, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the rest of the week, that's probably when the axe is going to come down on the first round.
Yeah, the first round. So there will be more. And again, that's just coming off of a not so great quarter. And if next quarter is not good, I expect that they'll probably cut more, because Disney actually lays people off when things are good. I remember them laying people off in 2017. They had a pretty good year and they're like, yeah, but we can still cut a whole bunch of TV people.
We can still cut a bunch more so we can have bigger dividends and, line our pockets more.
Right. We can still, cut some people loose so we can get rid of that whistleblower. Just say it was because of layoffs and macroeconomic circumstances that, she found herself without a job.
Well, I feel like some people that have been issues will be the ones that get laid off.
Yeah, I think that's going to be across the board with all the layoffs at all these companies. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 300,000 subs. Yay. Thank you so much for the support. So let's talk about this. They said that Disney's going to begin layoffs this week, the first of 3 rounds.
Right. And the first round's this one, then it's small. And then the big one's in April. Now, I'm not sure if that's before. It would probably be after the investor call on the 3rd, I'm thinking.
Probably.
Yeah, so they'll probably talk about it at the investor call. And then and that's the big one. And then a little bit more at the beginning of summer. Yeah.
So here's the thing, as you pointed out to me, every time they announce they're going to lay people off, their stock goes up.
But I mean, that's relative because it was 113 like 2 months ago.
I remember. And
now it's 95.
Everybody being like, suck it, Clownfish. Disney stock's almost $200 a share and it's never coming down.
Oh, before the pandemic?
Yeah. Cuts are part of a broader effort to reduce corporate spending and boost free cash flow. Disney said last month it plans to cut $5.5 billion in costs, including $3 billion in content spend. I expect a lot more backflipping Baby Yoda. Because, they can't afford the CGI. And then they got rid of Victoria Alonso.
But she's going to sue.
So anyway, here's his memo. Let's go find his memo here. Coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Dear fellow employees.
Told you, okay, they're fellow kids. I'm one of you.
As I shared with you in February, we have made the difficult decision to reduce our overall workforce by approximately 7,000 jobs as part of a strategic realignment of the company, including important cost-saving measures necessary for creating a more effective, coordinated, and streamlined approach to our business. Over the past few months, senior leaders have been working closely with HR to assess their operational needs, and I want to give you an update on those efforts. Sounds so rosy.
Heads up! Some of you getting your asses kicked out, just letting you know.
Right. Did you get the good letter or the bad letter? This week, we begin notifying employees whose positions are impacted by the company's workforce reductions. Leaders will be communicating the news directly to the first group of impacted employees over the next 4 days. A second, larger round of notifications will happen in April with several thousand more staff reductions, and we expect to commence the final round of notifications before the beginning of the summer to reach our 7,000 job target.
It's very confusing how they keep presenting this. They're saying in one breath that it's going to be like 4,000 and 3,000 are the jobs not filling. But then the way he keeps talking, it makes it sound like they're cutting 7,000 people.
Yeah, because originally it was supposed to be, 4,000 jobs and then 3,000 unfilled positions.
Right, that's what they keep saying it's supposed to be.
I don't think that's the case.
But it doesn't sound like that when he's talking in this memo.
It does not. The difficult reality of many colleagues and friends leaving Disney is not something we take lightly. This company is home to the most talented and dedicated employees in the world.
But we're still kicking you out.
And so many of you bring a lifelong passion for Disney to your work here.
You're still getting fired.
Doesn't matter. Yep, that's part of what makes working at Disney so special.
No, it's not.
It also makes it all the more difficult to say goodbye to wonderful people we care about.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
I want to offer my sincere thanks and appreciation to every departing employee for your numerous contributions and your devotion to this beloved company.
But I'm still cutting your jobs.
For our employees who aren't impacted, I want to acknowledge that there will be no doubt challenges ahead as we continue building the structures and functions that will enable us to be successful moving forward. We're going to kick out all the people that are costing us money.
No. How I take that is, and I think many of us have been there, we're getting rid of people. But now the challenge is going to be there's a lot of people that we needed to run this company who aren't here. So now you're going to have to do double duty, but you aren't going to get paid more. And in some cases, we've seen it, people got paid less. That's what it sounds like to me.
That is, that's very typical, especially when they use, economic reasons. Like, you're going to do the work of 3 people now.
They're getting rid of the jobs. It doesn't mean that some of them are redundancies, but that doesn't mean all of them are. Most of them probably aren't. So what that means is there's still the work for that many that amount of people. We don't have that amount of people, so now you have to pick up the slack for those people. Yeah,
I ask for your continued understanding and collaboration during this time.
That means I understand that you have more work and collaborate to get the work done because you're lucky to be here.
In tough moments, we must always do what is required to ensure Disney can continue delivering exceptional entertainment to audiences and guests around the world, now and long into the future.
I rest my case.
Yep, please know that our HR partners and leaders are committed to creating a supportive and smooth process every step of the way.
Yeah, we're going to make it smooth as we lay you off.
I want to thank each of you again for your many achievements here at the Walt Disney Company. Sincerely, Bob.
Because he's just one of you, a fellow employee.
Yeah, there was another Bob before you.
He was going to make cuts too, and they're like, that's horrible, get rid of him. And Iger comes in, yeah, he's right, we still have to make cuts.
Yeah, Bob's not looking so fresh these days, is he?
Well, he's how old? 70-something.
70-something, but still, I mean, he's been through some stuff. Chapek's probably just laughing. I don't
know where Chapek is. Does anybody know where Chapek is? He disappeared, and I haven't checked, to be fair. But what about Bob?
At the bottom of Bay Lake.
I was like, what about Bob?
Fed him to the gators.
Because I haven't heard anything about him. You'd think you'd hear something about him by now. But I'll have to go check into that because I haven't been out there checking.
They put him in a trunk with Buzzy and an Elton John album, and then they chained it up and dropped it in the bottom of Bay Lake.
Elton John.
And you'll never find him. You will never find the other Bob. No, I'm sure that they had him sign an NDA.
Mm-hmm. But he should be able to still go work someplace else.
Yeah, in a couple of years, probably.
But I'm just like, you know what I mean? You don't hear anything about him at all.
Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he's just
after Iger was gone, you still heard about him.
Yeah, but he left on his own-ish, kind of. Chapek got fired. So maybe he'll testify on behalf of Victoria Alonso. That'd be kind of funny.
Which one, Iger?
No, Chapek.
Oh, well, Chapek. Well, she was calling him out at GLAAD Awards, so I doubt that completely.
Yeah. So I don't know, guys. This is not good. This is coming from The Verge. Disney's first of 3 rounds of layoffs are going to start this week. Again, the number keeps fluctuating, and the people
They keep saying 7,000. We're just not sure if it's. I mean, they're not. It used to be that everybody say, okay, 4,000 cuts, 3,000 jobs they didn't fill, but they're not saying that now. They just keep saying 7,000. I don't think anybody really knows.
Nobody knows. He's just like 7,000 positions.
The three waves is what we've been hearing. I mean, we've been hearing that the people had to turn in. Initially, it was they had to turn in their stuff by the end of March. We have April.
Yeah.
Then it was a lot of people already turned stuff in, so the cuts are probably coming end of March with the lion's share in April, and then maybe another third one in the summer. And now that's been confirmed apparently.
So you did this article a couple of weeks ago on Pirates and Princesses, and here's
ironically, I don't remember writing it.
yeah, it's like she's like, oh, who did that? I'm like, you wrote that.
That's how cooked I am.
Because you had me proofread it for you. You wrote it. Yeah, so Disney, they're making a lot of cuts now because it's basically years of bad decisions catching up with them. Now,
Yes.
I do understand the economy is not good, right? But Disney made a lot of bonehead decisions before now that is leading to them having to lay more people off, I think, than they would have had to had things gone according to plan, and Star Wars is in shambles, Marvel's in shambles. A lot of people are taking issue with the state of the parks right now, the expense of the parks. They're getting into politics, and that's pissing people off on both sides of the aisle. So they have kind of the perfect storm coming, and I don't think this is, again, just armchair observation, knowing how Disney is, especially around September, October. I don't think these are all the layoffs we're going to see this year, especially with their box office not doing well.
I think that's going to be a key factor. I think we're going to see if these franchises pick up. I think the Marvels is going to be a disaster. We'll have to see. I think if this stuff doesn't pick up, and if the parks, they're saying they're going to cut costs. They're going to cut costs for the guests of the parks. If they, do that, it might cause some lower park returns.
Yeah.
If they cut costs, they'll raise something else to make up for it. But if this doesn't perform really, really well, then they're going to probably have to lay people off.
Yeah.
More people. But they already just gave the people at the parks a raise. The hourly people at the parks just got raises. So.
Well, then the rest of you are going to make sure that the people who are left behind get paid better because they're going to be doing your jobs too. So I don't know. We got to wrap this up.
Yep.
This will not be the last Dismal Disney video by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Probably not even this week. So
Probably not.
we'll wrap it up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.